A lot of people are getting purpose wrong. They're doing things for the clout. They want to look like they make so much money or be known for having XYZ role or this much in their business or this how many clients they've helped or this is the type of visibility that they have. But at the end of the day, none of that has to do with your purpose. Right? Your purpose is so much deeper than what on the outside, what accomplishments look successful to other people. It's more about how fulfilled do you feel on the inside. And that's where a lot of people are going wrong because they are feeling empty and lost on the inside, but looking real shiny and good from the outside. So in today's episode, we're going to get into that because if you ever feel like you're doing all of the things, but you still feel unclear, overwhelmed, disconnected from what actually matters to you, what really lights you up inside, and you're not even sure what your why, your purpose even is, I am going to guide you through an exercise to determine that. And by the end of this episode, you are going to have your mission. You're going to be clear on where you are going and you're not going to question it, right? You're going to decide, move forward and keep going, living in alignment and just feel more energized about where you're going. Welcome to the Fire Inside podcast where personal development meets time management so you can stop playing small and start living full out, living up to your full potential. I am Sade Kelly, your host. I am a time management coach, a wife, a mom, and a lover of all things mindful productivity. And I'm on a mission to help ambitious women like yourself reclaim their time and their peace by balancing their work, their wellness, and their relationships in a way that just lights them up, empowers them, and makes them feel good. So if that's what you're all about, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you like and comment on this video if you love what I'm talking about today, and share this with a friend, someone you know needs to be a part of this community because we're trying to grow this podcast, y'all. And I need your support, okay? Support your girl. People always be like, how can I support you? Girl, I don't need much. I just need you to share, comment, subscribe, refer me to someone you think makes sense, and we can go from there. And I really appreciate you guys doing that. So let's get into the topic. And first off, I want to define what purpose even is. So purpose is the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. It's the underlying intention, aim, or goal that drives an action, decision, or existence. So for example, the purpose of a business is to solve a problem for its client. Your purpose in life might be to inspire, to serve, or to create in your industry, in your lifestyle, in your environment, whatever it is. Your purpose provides direction, focus, and meaning, and it helps guide your choices and behaviors, shaping the bigger why behind what you do. Because most of us are motivated behind why we're doing things, not what we're doing. And that's something I learned early on in coaching, actually. I would be helping clients and I'd be giving them these amazing strategies and I'd be like, why aren't they actually following through on it? They need to just do what I say. And that's when I realized, no, Sade, you are acting like a consultant when you're actually a coach. And there's such a big difference. And that's when I started realizing, okay, I need to figure out why this matters for them and help them to see why these strategies matter. Like if I'm teaching you discipline and you're just like, oh, I don't want to do that thing. Well, why do you not want to do it? Why do you think the change would make sense? Why do you have resistance towards this change? And once we started asking the right questions and pulling things out, then I help them to see, oh, this is why I need to make this change. This is why I want to become consistent in this area. This is why I need to make this thing work for myself. That was the biggest realization, was like, we need to figure out the why behind things. We have to align it with what actually is our values, and even just determining your core values and who you are as a person was something that I didn't do initially in my coaching. But then I realized, oh, I have to do this. I have to do the mindset work because how you're spending your time has to be tied to what you actually want in life. It has to be tied to you being clear on your likes, your dislikes, your patterns, your just overall self-awareness. Do you love yourself? Do you trust yourself? Are you confident? Like, answering those deep questions is what's going to really make or break whether or not someone is going to follow through on their plan, whether they're going to be intentional with how they're spending their time, whether they even believe they can achieve their dreams, and whether or not they're sure on why their dreams are their dreams. And what was scary for a lot of my clients was like going through the process of time management coaching and then kind of coming out like, well, I thought I wanted this career, but I actually don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this. Or I thought I wanted this type of family lifestyle and I actually don't want that. I want this. And I think that's the coolest thing to see. I mean, I've been in coaching calls where people are literally crying at the end because they're like, wow, you really helped me uncover what I need to actually be doing in my life. And it's led women to 10x their businesses, leave their jobs or stay at their jobs and make a lot of money, or even just like start businesses that earn them six figures, money they've never seen before. Or I've helped women have amazing relationships with their family and their friends, or even have kids. Like just being able to make people see their value, understand their why and their purpose behind just how they can intentionally spend their time has really fostered something within themselves, empowered them, and it's changed the trajectory of their life. Like I mean that full on. I mean, I have clients who literally have said that. You can see that on my website. Like I'm not making this up. It is really powerful work. And I always like to say, like, I'm a version of a life coach, but it's really specific to a niche of time. And we look at things through the lens of time, but I'm really helping you uncover a lot of things in the meantime. And I really love this work, and I truly feel like it's my mission and my purpose. So I want to help you find your mission, your purpose in this episode by guiding you through some of the exercises I want you to journal on. So we're going to get clear on first what the strategy is behind this. So many people set goals or they build habits without really asking the why. And without clarity, even the most beautiful routines, the best routines you see online, the ones that feel like they're working for you may not be actually moving you closer to where you want to be, or it may not even align to or it might not even be aligned to what matters most to you. So we have to stop looking to others for the answers and start really looking inside for what those answers might be. So here's some questions I would ask you if you were a client of mine. So let's pretend you're a client of mine and you're getting free content right now. You're getting free coaching right now. Okay, that is valuable. So let's do this exercise together. So the first thing I want you to do, grab a journal. If you're someone who likes to do an audio version of this, you can also do that as well. You can talk into a device. But the first question I want you to ask yourself is, what lit you up as a child? Like, what did I really enjoy doing as a child? So maybe you liked leading or bringing people together. Maybe you liked playing outside. You liked jump roping. You liked helping others. You liked acting. You liked acting out visions with your toys, or you like the thrill of like achieving something. I don't know. Think you like sports. Like think of what you liked as a child. Now I know for me, I really enjoyed a lot of those things I just said. I loved leading. I loved creating societies. I loved making sure I can inspire others to do anything and everything they wanted. Like I was always the person like, you can do that. I can help you do that. How are we going to get there? Like I was very much that person where I wanted everyone to feel special. I wanted to bring things that people loved to them, right? I had a business when I was just 10 years old. It was called Sade Snacks. And I literally would bring snacks to school. I would bring sandwiches, whatever I could to school. And because I lived in a place where, because I went to school in a place that was away from a lot of stores. We call them corner stores in New York, like bodegas, however you want to call them. But we were away from a lot of stores, convenience stores, I guess is what they would call them in other states, or around the world. But basically there was no stores in the area of our school complex. So I saw a need. A lot of times kids didn't want the school lunch because it was honestly disgusting. And I had a sensitive stomach growing up, so I couldn't eat nothing. I had to always have a special lunch. And luckily I have grown out of that, thank goodness. But because of that, and because a lot of people didn't like what was in the vending machines, I saw an opportunity to start bringing a lot of the things that I would have in my own lunch bag. And kids used to tease me so much for having my lunch bag, but I stood on ground and brought it every single day. And then eventually it became cool, and they started like in my little tote bag, and they called it tote. That's just completely side note that I'm reminiscing in right now. But essentially I would literally come to school and I would sell snacks and I would sell sandwiches and I would sell things to kids, and I would make bank. Like y'all, this went from elementary school until high school, until a teacher was a hater and got me shut down. But whatever, it's okay. I'm a business owner now. We saw it. We saw the vision, okay? But this is the things that I love to do. I wanted to bring people together. I wanted to provide things people wanted. I wanted to make money in the process. And I knew what I could do with that money. I knew it would be purposeful down the line. I knew my business skills should be used for something. So think about what lit you up as a child. Pause this video if you need to. This may be something where you need to pause it. I also will leave the questions in the notes of the podcast so that you can go back and look at all the questions. But this is going to tell you a lot about the themes of your life and things you like to enjoy. to do as a child, because sometimes we need to go back to that place. And having a kid has really helped me kind of go back to that place where I'm like, oh, I like doing these different things, and I liked playing in these different ways, and I liked my imagination going to these certain places. And we need to sometimes have that childlike wonder that we lose as we become an adult, and we get rigid and we get down and we don't think things can happen and we feel old. None of that is true. You can always change your life any single day. Second question, what brings you joy right now? So bringing it to the future, what are things you really love that's going on in your life right now? I know there is something. I know there are people maybe listening and were like, oh, I don't know. I can think of the things that are not bringing me joy. You don't need to think about that right now. Think about what brings you joy right now. So for me, for example, I really love the freedom I have in my schedule. Being able to be a stay-at-home mom and also work my business has its contentions, but at the same time, I love it. I love that I get to be with my child every single day. I get to see his milestones. I get to spend all this time with him. Me and him are super, super close. Everyone can sense it. They're always like, that boy loves you. And it's like, we be close. We locked in. And I love that we have that relationship, and I hope to have that with my future children as well. It's just like, so amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. I love that I get to still help clients and serve them, and I love seeing them have breakthroughs. I love going out to eat and like enjoying new foods and new environments and traveling around the world and learning about new cultures. Like, I'm someone who likes to go to museums and I like to go to the beach. I like to turn up a little bit and I like quiet nights in. I love the balance of all those different things. So what brings you joy right now? Third question. What are your strengths? Now, if you struggle with this question, I absolutely understand it. I am someone who now I can identify my strengths pretty easily. But when I was first asked questions like this, outside of like a professional interviews type style, I had to ask people around me, like, what do you think my strengths are? Because I didn't really know. So feel free to ask people around you. This may be a question that takes you a week or a couple of days to kind of answer, but ask people like, what are my strengths? Where are some areas that you see I thrive in? And then what are some areas where I can improve? So we're not going to call them weaknesses, right? Because sometimes that can hurt our ego or like hurt people's feelings. So we're going to be mindful of that. But I want you to ask, like, what are your strengths? And then what are areas for improvement that you can get from, your closest coworkers, your spouse, like people in your closest environment, your friends, your family, people you trust who really know you. It's nice to just get different opinions, and you can take and leave things as you please, as you think is true or not, but don't be blindsided. Be open-minded about it, because when I started asking like my clients and my coworkers, when I had coworkers, friends and family, they were like, oh yeah, you're a visionary. You encourage everyone around you. You lead with like clarity and empathy, and you'll always find a way. Like if something's going to get done, it's going to get done by Sade. And I'm like, wow, like, okay. Like, that was kind of cool. Kind of helped me see like, oh yeah, you made to do this, girl. You're supposed to be an entrepreneur, even though it's hard out here. It's amazing at the same time. But there was also some things that they said, you can improve on. Like, you always wanted to control everything. You can be a bit of a type A. I know that. No surprise there. Or that I overthink sometimes, or that I strive to appear perfect and put together when I want to just like, I should just appear more human. So those are just some things that kind of people highlighted that made me realize, okay, here's some ways in which I can improve. Here's some things I need to work on, and I can intertwine how I need to intertwine and move how I want to move. Fourth question, what causes or beliefs matter to you? So think about, what are some values you have? Do you value time freedom? Do you really believe in health and wealth, creating your dream life? Not just for yourself, but for others. Like, that is something that really drives me. Fifth question, what have been your most pivotal life moments? So think about the moments that have changed your life the most. And I have an episode all about the pivots in life and how I made pivots and how I can make them more seamless. So go check out that episode if you want to go more into that. But essentially, I think of when I quit my corporate job, when I became a mom, when I lost loved ones in the past, when I've taken bold risks, like started multiple different businesses, when I got married, when I've traveled solo, when I've just chosen alignment over like people's approval and let go of what people think of me. Like, just think about pivots, big life changes, big or small. Like, they don't even have to be big, because sometimes those are not the most pivotal ones, but sometimes they are. So like, don't, forget about them. But think about small or big pivots that you made in your life. Write them down and start to weave in and look at the connections between all of them. So the point of these 5 questions is that you're going to now reflect on, what patterns do you see? What feels like a golden thread that's kind of connecting all of these things? Like, when you start to see the themes come together, that's when you figure out like your fire. Like I always say that that's where the fire inside comes from. It's like, what is that inside of you that's going to light you up? That's going to just, ooh. Because I know something people used to say to me is like, you have a fire inside of you. And I used to always be like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just have a drive that's like unexplainable. I don't know where it came from. It's just like an innate skill. And a lot of times our purpose is coming from an innate skill, something you've always had about you, something that you've always exuded even when you were born. Like it just always was you. And I can kind of see that already in my son. Like he has certain things that I'm like, yeah, I can already tell you have certain tendencies that just like is already there and you're not even a year old yet. I hope this exercise is able to help you clarify your purpose. Like for me, going through this exercise was tremendously helpful. It actually helped me get to my mission. So your mission really is like whatever your impact or your contribution to the world is going to be. And I know that sounds scary. It sounds like it needs to be this big thing, but it doesn't. It can be whatever you're feeling called to do. Whether you are an entrepreneur or not, whether you work or not, you should have a mission in your life. There is something that is driving you. There's something that means something to you that you're moving in the way of anyway. So like, why don't you define it? So your mission can look like, my mission is to whatever your insert impact or contribution that you want to make to this world by using my strengths. So what are those gifts and talents and innate things that you have to help whoever that is that you care about so that whatever is the greater purpose. So what that can look like in example, because that was probably hard to even understand, but I'll leave that in the show notes so that you can see how it's written out. But my mission is to help ambitious women reclaim their time and peace by using my gifts of coaching, empathy, and structure so they can live fully and show up freely in their lives, essentially just live their best life. I know what it's like to live an amazing life because I know how to manage my time. I know what it's like to be in a place where I was living for others, doing what I thought I was supposed to do. And then I made shifts. Like for me, I was like, oh, I'm going to go into corporate. I'm going to do what people say I've always had to do throughout school and just keep thriving, trying to be the A student. And it just didn't work in the corporate environment because I didn't want to be there. So I figured out how to take my skills and be able to monetize them for myself and do a life of coaching, get a life that I really wanted and be able to move and live where I wanted, travel how I wanted to, and serve who I wanted to, all by just doing exercises like this and getting really clear on what my mission was. And then once you have a big mission, you can align everything you do through this lens. So for me, this can be through clients, through friends, through family, like through anyone I intertwine with. I want to help them to figure out how they can be using their time more purposefully. And it's really funny because now when I tell people I'm a time management coach, they're always like, oh, I could use you. And it's like, a lot of people know they need help with time management, but are they actually going to like get the help and make the changes? A lot of times they're not. So I always take that with a grain of salt. It's like, if someone really wants this, oh, I'm ready. Like, this is my mission. I want to help you create that structure to live more freely, to be more intentional, to not feel like time is a hindrance at all for you. But you have to want it for yourself as well, because at the end of the day, you can do these type of exercises, but it's up to you whether you're going to live in alignment with what you come up with. Like, are you really going to live out your mission, or are you just going to let your days go by? Because why? Like, you deserve to be living in your mission. You deserve to be utilizing your time really well. You deserve to live your best, most optimal, amazing life. And I want you to know that. Like, every time I create a new podcast episode or piece of content, that is what I want to exude. And I hope that it comes through that way. But I really just want to make sure that people know that, yes, life is long, but at the same time, life is short, right? We're only here for a finite amount of time and no day is promised. So like, I want you to really take that into consideration every single day. And that's why you need to be more intentional with how you spend your time, because it's so much deeper than just like having productivity or getting things done or just being efficient. It's like, how you spend your time is how you spend your life. And when you're looking back at your life when you're like 95, what are you going to be happy about that you've done or didn't do? Like, that is what this is about. This is who I'm thinking about. Like, I'm thinking about my 95-year-old self like every single day, very deeply. And I think that comes from like my relationship with being so close to my grandparents, but that's a whole nother episode. But it really does affect me, and it really has helped me to live in my alignment. So I hope that you are living in your alignment, and anytime you feel down and out, or you're not sure, or you feel stuck, remember to just go back to your why. Go back to your purpose. Keep it up somewhere. Have it on your desk. Have it on your mirror. Have it on your phone. Like, complete this full journal exercise. Write out your mission statement. Read it to yourself every single day. Over the next 7 days, this is your action item. I want you to take your mission statement, and read it every single day to yourself. And bonus points if you can read it to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, because there's some science behind that. It helps to like really intertwine it, like really get it ingrained into your mind. That's what I want you to do. And if you want to share your mission statement, I would love to see it. Share it on Instagram and tag me or DM me, write it in the comments. I would love to know, what is your mission statement? And if you're trying to figure out like how can you refine it, what really is it? Like, is this good or not? Or does it make sense? Go ahead and send it to me and I'd be happy to give you feedback as well, completely for free. All right, guys. I hope this episode has blessed you in the way in which I wanted it to. And I would love for you, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, share this podcast episode with someone you know would benefit from it, and let me know what your biggest takeaway was in the comments. And if you need time management help, if you know you are not being intentional with how you spend your time and you want the second half of the year to look different than the first half, you want it to be better, you want to improve, go ahead and book a time audit call with me or shoot me a DM on Instagram asking me a question about the time audit. I know sometimes people are like, I want to book a call, but I'm not sure. Like, is this for me? Is it not? Go ahead and do either. My Instagram is SadeKelly_. It's always in the show notes. I would love to connect with you, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Bye.